How you doing out there, folks? Yes, it's Frankie, the unknown songwriter. You've probably seen a lot of my videos. I've been doing a lot of them lately. Done hundreds of them. I might do, when I do them, like with the setup I have now, just like this setup here, same setup that I have. I do maybe 20 at a time. I might do 30 at a time. I've done 40 at a time. Then I'll upload them all on YouTube. Once in a while, I get an infringement, but I don't know why. Because I'm not changing anything of the songs. Maybe because I am miming them, it changes it, maybe. Or maybe some of the copyright people don't like it. Well, they tell me about it and they remove it. It's not been too many. So now, the reason I'm doing this is that you see this song. This is for the people who actually view them. And I know there is certain people. Since I'm doing variety, a lot of them were old, like Jolson. People probably don't even know about him. I started because I always liked it. When I grew up, my parents used to play his songs in the 40s when I was just starting, when I was at home. So I heard it a lot, and I saw the movies about him, and also I got to know him pretty good. And I kind of like some of the songs that I knew. Not all those songs that I've done. Hundreds and hundreds of his songs. I knew some of them from hearing them. I might know them. You wonder, I don't have lyrics or nothing of the songs that I do. I try to perform them, make them look like I'm really singing, but everybody knows I'm not. So notice this format that I have here, it's simple. I try to make it look old. Don't have too much color or nothing, to go along with these songs. And I try to make everyone look about the same, like the same hat, the glasses. If you notice that hundreds of songs, you figure, how did he do that? Well, this is easy to do, like what I'm doing now. But when I do all those songs, what I do is, say Jolson. I go through YouTube and I look up a lot of his songs. And I take each one and I'll email it to my smartphone. So once it's in there, then I take the smartphone and then I'll play the song and put it on the side here, and then I'll use the tablet I'm using now to record the video and the song at the same time. That's why it's not going to be quite as loud as it normally would be. I'm kind of glad I really don't want it to be that way, because it distorts it. If you have too much volume and you try to record it, doesn't come out good. It's more distorted. Some of the songs are going to be lower than others because of the age of the songs. So I would get all the songs and keep doing that. And then once I had it set up, then I would come here, like I'm doing now, and I would turn on the music, and I would sing it, perform it. And then I would write it down. So when I get done, I might have 20 and say that's enough at one time to sit here and do all those songs. And then I'll take it from my tablet and I'll upload them to YouTube. And once I upload it to YouTube, I delete it from my tablet. So now the storage, I don't have to have all the storage. So YouTube, all those are on YouTube. And I know YouTube, I see stuff on there for years, 10 years ago. So what I'm putting on there now will be on there, I guess. I don't think, it's up to YouTube. I try to abide by all the rules and all. I'm not, so for the hundreds and hundreds of songs I've done, a couple of times I got contacted, because they say it was an infringement or something. I don't know, if you think it's an infringement, if I took a song that's already out there, over and over, if you look on YouTube, some of these songs, they're on there. Anybody play them, it's no infringement. But if I took a certain song and I did a mime of it. I'll give you an example. Ray Charles. You've probably heard of him. He was blind and he was a singer and piano player and all. And I picked Georgia on My Mind. And I did it just like I did all the other songs. Right? So I get notified right away when I was uploading it from YouTube. That's some copyright violation. Yet it was already on there. It was already on YouTube for a while. A lot of versions of it, and And so I didn't care about it. It's okay, you know. But it was just this out of all the songs that I did, I would say I must have done right now about 700 songs in the last about 3 months. Something like that. I try to count them. It's so many I can't really keep track now. You know, I've done Al Jolson, I've done Guy Mitchell, done Elvis Presley, and Frankie Lane. They're the main ones. I've done some other songs here and there, some novelty songs and all. Songs that I like, but mostly for entertainment purposes. I'm not getting paid for this. It's my time. I enjoy doing it. I take my time and I sit back, I relax, and when I'm doing those songs, I forget. You know, a lot of things, what's going on, you know. You know in the news the way the things are. So on Twitter, when you see these songs, well, isn't it different to get a break from all the news from this guy's book that he wrote about the White House and the protests and the statues coming down and all the things going on. The coronavirus is spiking now. I knew that was going to happen. Because with all those protesters and all those rioters and all that spread it. So it was going on in every city at the same time. I knew that was going to happen. Excuse me. I can't be doing that when I'm miming those songs, can I? That's one thing when I'm doing all those songs, I'm saving my voice. Because I'm not using it. There's been a few times I've actually, you know, done on my songs that I have over 40 years ago. I mean, I've been doing my songs all along. And I know my songs because I wrote them. You know, I know them real good. I can sing my songs, of course. You know, these songs, I don't even know them. You probably say, how? How am I miming the songs? If you look at it, some of it looks pretty good. I know the ones that came out good and the ones that didn't. I'm not trying to compete with anybody. I'm not trying to, it's not a contest, to see how good I can make it look. I can tell you one of the ones that came out pretty good. When You're Smiling by Frankie Lane. That one, for some reason, I knew it. You know, I knew this, but the way he inflects the words and all. Like, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. I know his tone, you know. He sings songs different. His voice does change on a lot of the songs. So that was one of the ones I kind of knew already. But most of those songs, when I do them, I put them on. I never heard them. I don't even have any idea the tune or nothing. So I noticed that I'm starting to develop, you know, in my ear, I can hear before the singer actually says what he's going to say. That's why it looks like I'm really singing it, you know, but I'm really not. I mean, I don't know it enough to say I'm looking at a sheet music or a teleprompter or anything like that. Or I practiced it. No, not the case. Some of the ones that look pretty good, I did them one shot and it might have come out good. Because I can, in my inner ear or something, I can hear before the person says it. If I was talking to you, I might, whatever you were saying, I might be able to say it exactly with you at the same time. That's why if you look at it, you say, did he synchronize it or something? No. Not all of them. If there's a flubs in there because I didn't hear it right or he switched so quickly, you know, in the tune. But I noticed most of them. I play it back and I look at it and I say, well, how did I don't know those songs. I don't know the words. And you look at it. You probably also noticed I've done in Italian because Frankie Lane was Italian. I think he knew other languages, so he was able to do the songs, you know, those songs very easily. Now, I've done them. You've probably seen them. Now, you probably say, well, he probably knows Italian. I don't know them. I am Italian, but I don't know Italian. I don't speak Italian. I don't speak Spanish. I don't speak French, German, none of those languages, but you've probably noticed some of the songs that I put in English and Spanish or English or Italian. I put that on the, you know, on the post. But then when you look at it, it looks like he's really singing that. But I'm hearing it in my inner ear at about the same time he says it, and I'm moving my lips, and it seems like it's matching up. But I don't know those languages. That's a good example of those songs. So I've been posting them, and I hope everybody enjoys them. A lot of people I know have never heard of them. Some people have heard some of the songs. There's so many I've been putting out there. Like I have a lot of them now that I have on YouTube. I haven't posted on Twitter yet. I've been putting some every day. I don't do this every day either. When I do it, I usually do a lot at a time. I might do 20 songs at one time. In one session, I might do 30, 40. That's about it. That's an awful lot for me to do. Sitting here talking to you now is different, I'm relaxed now, but it takes a lot of time to do those songs, when I do a lot of them. And once I do them, then I upload it to YouTube, one at a time. And once I upload them all, then I delete it from my memory of my computer. Because I can never hold all those hundreds of songs on my computer. I don't have enough storage space for that. So I found out by doing it on YouTube, everything, well, it's going to be on there. I see stuff on YouTube 10 years, 9 years, you've seen it. It's on there, unless I would delete them, or YouTube can, in case I have any violations. I don't violate anything the way I look at it. I might have mentioned a couple songs here and there. As soon as I went to upload it, YouTube, I'm glad they check all that. It's good that they do. I'm not trying to violate anything. How about my songs? They can't say nothing about my song because I'm the owner of the songs that I wrote over 40 years ago. I could say if someone was using my song, came up, and maybe if someone mimed one of my songs, I might complain to YouTube or Twitter about it because I didn't give them permission. So I think there was one that just came up that I did by Ray Charles. I might do one song from one singer just here and there, to see how it sounds. So I did Ray Charles. You've heard of him. He's a piano player. He's blind, and he was a singer. And Georgia on My Mind. So I didn't really have Georgia on my mind, but when I did it, I said, I like that song. If I would have done it by somebody else, maybe not. So I did it by him, and as soon as I upload on YouTube, right away I get notified that it's a copyright violation, that they were going to have to remove it. So I have no problem with it. I'm not getting nothing out of it. I'm not really gaining anything. The only thing I gain out of it is it's relaxation for me. I'm by myself here in the apartment, and I don't have anybody to talk to, and I'm quarantined like everybody else. My wife passed away last year, so I'm lonesome. I miss her, and also I'm doing this as something for me to do that I like. I forget everything when I'm doing those songs. I feel better and all, and I think that people who listen to them, it gives you a change, from all the stuff that's in the news, every day. Now I'm putting stuff on Twitter. You probably say, well, any of these songs with all this, the statues being toppled all over, and these autonomous zones that they're setting up, and the protests and all. Now it's a big thing in the news. So I figured I'm giving a change. At least you could get away from that a little bit. Listen to a few songs. Maybe you didn't hear. You might like them. I wish I could do them a lot better. But I don't have a studio or anything. I'm just doing it the way I do it. You probably figured, do I have all those songs No, I don't have those songs. Songs I have are the songs that I wrote over 40 years ago. I have records. I have 45s. Acetate discs. I have albums. I have cassette tapes and all. I have my songs, that I can play and I can mime them and all. But all these songs you're hearing, I'm getting them off of YouTube. And I'm playing them on the side, and I'm miming them. I don't know the songs. Like I said, this is not something, it's just something I think I've developed in my inner ear. Like some people can play a piano by ear. I think I can mime these songs by ear. Because if you look at them, some of them look pretty close. I'm surprised myself when I play it back. It's not like I can synchronize it, Afterward, no. I don't even know them, and I do them, so I hope you're enjoying them anyway. Anybody, has any songs that you would like to see if I could mime, just let me know. And if they're on YouTube, I'll do them. It doesn't matter to me what songs. The ones I've been doing. Because the singers I've been picking, I try to do a variety. Because, Al Jolson's back there ways, over 100 years ago, his songs. He was singing all the way up to 1950. He was still doing his songs. He went overseas. He was entertaining the troops and all. He passed away in 1950. After he just did a tour overseas, he was playing cards with his friends, and he just had a heart attack, and he passed away. He says, I'm going, like something like that was his last words. And there's an example, that his songs still lived on, because they did 2 movies about him. They're on, you can get them on YouTube. They're the Jolson Story and Jolson Sings Again. And he didn't actually perform, he did the songs for it. And Larry Parks, the actor, he mimed them just like I'm doing with the songs that I've been doing, but that miming was perfect. You couldn't tell if you look at those movies. I think he appeared in one of the movies at the end. He actually did the dance of one of them, Swanee, I think it was. So back to all this now. I hope that you do listen, you don't have to. I post it on there. You can view it. I check the views every day. I get views on some songs. I mean, I understand. Maybe people want, what I'm doing is I'm looking the songs up for you, really. Because you're going to go through YouTube. You can look them up and listen to them. But if you're on Twitter or YouTube and I did the songs, well, I'm coming to you with it. So you can just listen to it or not. You don't have to do all that. I'm doing all that. So if you noticed, if you looked up my name, on YouTube, you can look up Frankie the Unknown Songwriter or my name. A lot of things. You could look up you could look up Frankie Lane songs, because I'm going to come up. I did this to basically to give myself some exposure by doing this. So Frankie the Unknown Songwriter, nobody knew me. I'm unknown. I'm probably more known now than I was all the years when I wrote all those songs over 40 years ago. My wife gave me that name because she always called me Frankie anyway. So then she says, I'm going to call you the Unknown Songwriter, because she said nobody knew about the songs about her, which is true. I mean, I tried in the beginning to get those songs out there. I thought it was going to be over 40 years ago. I thought, this is fun to do, and I'll write the songs, and I was getting music done by different companies and all. Nowadays, you can do it on the computer. They got all the apps for that. You can add your own sound effects, background singers, guess, and do all that yourself. Back in the day, I would send out the lyrics, and I know they're not going to turn it down. They charge for it, to do the music. Of all of the companies I used, actually George Liberace, in Hollywood, California, he's the brother of the pianist, Liberace, that George was his brother. And they did a good job. You've probably heard some of them. I'll be putting them back on again. The song sounded just like, it's good enough to put out, as a record. There weren't like some of these demos, but just like a test recording with the guitar and the singer, and all the songs sound the same. No, they did very good performances. I was surprised, back in the day. Now I still have all those demos, of course, and I'm going to be doing them again, like I'm doing now. I've done some of them over. Some I've already that I may put out again. Someone's interested in my songs, well, they're on there, or they're on YouTube. You can look them up again. But I'll be putting them on there, and if anybody's interested, I'll give permission. If you want to use one of my songs, or I guess anything, you might want to sing it. You might want to put your own music. You may want to do a duet. You may want to do a lot of things if you like the lyrics. I mean, the lyrics that I wrote about different things. I wrote about some religious songs, things about our relationship mostly with my wife. That's what I wrote about a lot. I came up with different. I've mentioned before, some of the titles, how I came up with it, because she knew, because I had told Marie that I could write a song about anything. I didn't really mean it in a sense, but she took it like so. She would tell me a lot of times. She said, "Could you?" Because I wrote a song about her, Marie, my baby, and she liked it. And she said, "Oh, I really like that." I said, "Yeah, well, it's the way you are. That's why it was easy to write it." She said, "Could you write a song about my brother?" I said, "Now, I don't know your brother that good. He's in Florida, whatever. I've met him." He said, "Yeah, his name is Arthur." I said, "Well, I don't know enough to really," but he said, you said you could write a song about anything." I said, "Well, I can do it. I can do it in a sense in a different way." She says, "What do you mean?" I said, "His name is Arthur, right?" "Well, I can write a song about King Arthur." And I did. It was called King Arthur's Reign. I haven't played it too much. I may do it again, because there was a man named Arthur and became a king. I remember some of the lyrics. And people who, his followers, King Arthur was the Knights of the Round Table. They were ready, willing, and able, so I got into the story of King Arthur. So it was like a parody kind of song. It was a novelty song. I did it, and she said, "Yeah, that's all right." I said, "Yeah, well, again, like I said, I have to know some information for me to say I'm going to write a song about anything." I took different titles like Peace of Mind. Peace of mind, everybody like to have peace of mind. But, today, it's going to be hard to have peace of mind with so much stuff, the way it is, the turmoil that we live in today, the times. So that was one I did. And like peace of mind was hard to find. And one of the songs that sticks out in my mind that I wrote was The World's at Your Feet. Every time you walk down the street. Well, right now, the world's at everybody's feet that's out there protesting and all these rioters and all this stuff. And also in that song, since it's over 40 years ago, the show, one of the lines that I really liked, it goes like this: "No matter what color your face, we all belong to the human race." That's the way I thought then, that's the way I thought now. It's like I don't look at people like that. I look at a person as a person, just like I am. Look at a person because of their race. I don't know. I don't see it myself. Maybe I don't get it, but I know. I'm the same with everybody. I don't have any, against any nationality or race or anything like that. I think we're all the same inside, I think it was another song I wrote called "The Spirit in Every Man." Well, in every man or every woman, mankind. And I remember the lyrics. In that song I put, "Inside us all there's that little something that makes us tick, and lets you decide what you want to pick." So we all have that inside. That's what's making all these people do what they do. It's that little something inside of us, It's the spirit, I guess. And it makes you do what these people do. That's another song, because I have quite a few. So I've played them, over time, I'll probably be doing them again here and there. They're already done. That I've done, the demos that I've done from time to time. So back to all this now. So I hope that everybody's been enjoying the songs that I've been doing. I have a lot more. I'll continue to do it. But if anybody out there has a song that they liked, maybe you can contact me and just say, "Frankie, you think you could mime a song? Give me the title, By the Light of the Silvery Moon," or any song. If it's on YouTube, I can look it up. Yeah, I would do it. If you'd like to see how I do it, and see, because when I'm doing all these songs, they're going to be in one format, I guess, as you say. Some of them I've taken off of. They were on 78 RPM records, that's on YouTube. Some were from concerts. Some was from albums. Some of them, they're different, But when you look at the songs that I'm doing, they're all the same. In other words, they're all going to be, because when you listen to those songs, they may just put an album cover on the video, or they may put a picture of the singer or whatever, something about the song he's singing, but it's not, you don't see him singing it either. Some of them. In this case, you're seeing me performing the song of that singer. So through me, it's like he's coming back to life again, in a sense. So I just wanted to clear all that up. I mean, people see them and they wonder, what's this guy doing? Like I said, I'm trying to get my name out there anyway. So, well, maybe I won't be so unknown. Not unknown now, I guess, right now. But the amount of videos that I posted, I'll be doing some more now. I just decided to do this since everybody's been seeing me doing all these, and I get a few tweets and retweets of my songs. Yeah, a few of them. Again, like I said, I'm not trying to make it look like I'm really singing them. But some of them come out like they almost look like it. But when you hear Elvis's voice, that's not me. He has a distinctive style. Now Jolson has really got his own voice the way. There's another thing I want to mention about the Al Jolson songs. Back in the day, there was a couple singers that sounded like Al Jolson. And they did songs after he passed away, which I've done already. He didn't actually, I might say by Al Jolson, but it's by Al Jolson impersonator or imitator. There was two of them. And they did it, a lot of his songs. So I still do them, and it sounds like Al Jolson. So it's just so many songs that, like Al Jolson was noted for like his Mammy songs. That was the big thing, Like that was one of the main songs. A lot of his songs mentioned Mammy in it, Alabama. A lot of his songs have a lot of the same. Sonny Boy, that was one. That he's his Sonny Boy, his different ones. So that's why I took to the songs. I kind of liked them. Like he would say, I don't try to imitate them because I'm actually singing in his voice. But like he would say, Mammy, don't you know me? I'm your little baby. I walk 1,000,000 miles for one of your smiles of my Mammy. So I already know that's the way he sings. He had feeling in his songs and all. Back in the day. You figure now this is 2020, back 1920, around that time period when they had the other pandemic back in over 100 years ago, he was singing songs then. At that time period. It's probably a break in there too, like we have now with all this stay at home and all that and this quarantine. They had it then too, so. Yeah, so he was quite a performer. I mean, he made the first talking film too. It was mostly singing. It was 1927. The Jazz Singer. So from that point on, you see what's happened. The music and everything and all the movies and all. It's evolved, from that point. Yeah, so all this stuff that you see here. Yeah, I decided everybody now is from their home, I'm from my home studio here, right? But it's a studio apartment, so it is my home studio. I want to make that clear. I don't have any setup here. Setup I have is what you see. You see me talking to you. I'm not on Zoom. I'm not on Skype. I'm on computer. But again, this is going to be what I'm saying now. I'm going to be, it's going to be viewed by a lot of people. And I wanted to do that right now. I thought maybe I'll take a break from doing all those songs, miming all those songs, to explain everything. And I think we're doing pretty good now. Everybody's staying at home, try to follow all the rules and all. I'm in my 70s, so I'm vulnerable. So far, I've been pretty healthy, I guess. I don't smoke or drink or anything like that. But if you have any problems, any respiratory problems, that virus can really make it bad. It affects you worse. I noticed lately, if you noticed, how about people in the 30s getting it now? Seems like there's more cases of people in the 30s. Like around 35, I thought they act like they were immune to it. Anybody younger, but not necessarily. Because they're the people that are, I guess, carefree. They're not taking precautions. And look what happened. That's probably from all those protests and all, the rioters and all. That's probably where they got it from. Because if you go back, it takes a couple of weeks for that to start to show up. Yeah, it's starting to show up now from that. A lot of people get. I wonder when you get that, if you know where you got it from. Like I'm in most of the time, doing these videos and all. I'm not contacting too many people right now. I go to the supermarket. I've been wearing my mask and all, but I haven't been tested, but I don't have the symptoms, so I don't think I have it. So it's something to be aware of. Everybody's, I think, getting on to the new normal. I don't know about shaking hands. I guess I would shake hands if I had gloves on and the person had gloves on. I noticed our president, he doesn't wear a mask, huh? Yet all the people in the White House, a lot of them came down with it. Even from this rally, some of his staff come down with it. So some of them already had it before the rally, and some got it after the rally. It doesn't say they got it from there because it wouldn't have showed up yet. Yeah, so this is all the times we live in. That's why I'm just been doing this now, because I want to give some entertainment out there. Change the pace. At least when I post it on Twitter, you see it on there, and I tell you the title. I don't go into it too much about it. I might mention something about the song. Like there was a song, Softly I Leave You, Elvis. I noticed that I listened to it, and he was telling about the song, that it's a true story, that song. This guy was dying, and his wife is by his bedside. He was there for like 2 or 3 days, and she fell asleep. And he felt like he was getting ready to go. So he took a notepad, and he wrote down this song, and he sang it. I did it. I performed it. And then when she woke up, he left her that note. Yeah, so these things like that I find out by, doing these songs. There's one song by Frankie that I did. He mentions Twitter in it. He actually mentions the word Twitter. I think it was on the trail or something. I marked it on there. I heard it in the very beginning, like about the first 30 seconds. He said Twitter or something. Yeah, Twitter didn't exist. That song is back from 50 years ago, 60 years ago. Twitter wasn't around then. He mentions Twitter. Something like that I noticed. I wouldn't have noticed if I wasn't doing all those songs. So anything like that, when I do the songs, I do mention it. When I do the title, on Twitter or YouTube, I mention something. If I know it's a singer, a duet, or whatever it is, I do mention it. So that way if you want to listen to it or not. And again, I appreciate everybody that's responded to me, about these songs. And if there's like I said, if there's anything you want me to see if I could do, basically I can do this. I can do. I had taken singing lessons back in the day, but not now. I could sing all right, with the miming, yeah. Now, I'd have to practice again, doing the scales and all. I used to do all that. I have cassettes here. I have to dig them out. I have cassettes of the singing lessons when I was taking them every day for a while. I may put them on. I may do them. Yeah, when I first did that when I was doing the songs, I said to myself, well, I'm a songwriter. Maybe I should see if I could sing. And I didn't think so, you know. But I went to this guy where I worked at. He had a studio like above near where I worked at. So I went there and he said, "Yeah, you could take a lesson on your lunch hour, maybe half an hour." If you want, I said, "Yeah." But he asked me a few questions. He said, "What do you want to sing?" I said, "Well, because I wrote songs." He said, "Okay, that's a good reason." He also said, have you really sung?" I said, "No, not really. I might sing a song that I might like or something, and I know it's like, it doesn't sound good." And I didn't think so. But your voice can be trained. Like Marie used to tell me, my voice is more for announcing, like a broadcaster, more than singing. Okay, so he asked me a few questions, this guy. And he said, you could take a couple lessons a week, maybe a half an hour. So he didn't charge that much. And he said, "Do you know the scales?" And I said, "I'm not sure what you mean." He said, "Do, re, mi." So I said, "Oh yeah, I heard the scales," and I didn't know too much. And he said, "Okay, do you want to try it? Let me hear." I didn't want to do it, so I did it. I said, "Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do." He said, "It's all right. You did it." I said, "Well, I don't know how I did it." He says, "Any songs that you like? You could just give me a sample." I said, "I'm going to give you a sample. I'm not." He said, "If there's anything you could think of something right now." I said, "On the spot." I said, "Okay." He asked me, "Go ahead. I just want to have an idea, how I'm going to work with you." Okay, an Al Jolson song. Matter of fact, it was an Al Jolson song. He asked me, so I said, "Okay, I'm going to try it." And I don't think it was good. And I'm going to give you this sample of it. "If I had Aladdin's lamp for only a day, I'd make a wish, and here's what I'd say. Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina in the morning." He said, "That wasn't bad, Frank. I got an idea of your voice, your range." I said, "You got any others?" I said, "Well, it's only songs that I've been singing." He said, "Well, good. They're the songs that we'll work on. I can play all those songs. I have all the sheet music for so many songs that I could, and I know some of them. With any other ones?" I didn't really want to do it. I said, He said, "Well, I just wanted to get the first visit. There's no charge. It was a free consultation." So I said, "You have another one?" Again, another Al Jolson. He said, "So you like Al Jolson?" I said, "Well, it's just something that I kind of listen to." I said, "Okay." He asked me for one more. I don't really want to do this now, but since I'm telling you the story, okay. He said, "You got another one?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Go ahead, let me hear it." "Give my regards to Broadway. Tell 'em I'll be there. Tell the gang at 42nd Street that I will soon be there. Whisper of how I'm yearning to mingle with the old-time crowd. Give my regards to old Broadway and tell 'em I'll be there ere long." He said, "Frank, it wasn't bad. I should be able to work with you." I said, "You sure?" He said, "Oh, yeah." So I went and took all the lessons for quite a while. And every day I would go, he'd have a cassette, and he would record us doing the lesson. And one side filled up, he'd turn it over. I think I have about 6 cassettes, so it's quite a bit of those when I was doing all the lyrics of my songs, too, I did. He even played my songs. I had the sheet music. He said, "They're not bad." He said, so I did have training, singing and all. So now I'm doing all this. I was in the video store business. So now I'm doing videos. It seems like what I was doing when I'm younger, I'm still doing now in a sense. Okay, now you heard me do those songs. Now you know I wasn't miming it. I can sing a little bit. If I practiced again, I probably could. But there's singers out there now. They're in their 80s and they're still singing. Look, Tony Bennett. His voice is still pretty good at his age, And that Frankie Lane that I did, he was singing up to 92. He sang on the show there. I posted it. He sang on there at 92. And then right after that, he passed away. But he was singing up to his whole life. So if you take care of yourself and all, there's nothing you can't do no matter what your age. I may not be able to run around and dance around, but I could sit here and still do a song. Yeah, I mean, if I wanted to, I could probably take out those singing lessons and go start again, and I could be taking the singing lessons all over again and practice. Like I said, I haven't been really. I was more into. Well, I was into broadcasting also. I was into a lot of things, but right now, all the things I was in, when I was younger, I'm still doing. I'm making videos. And when I was younger, over 20 years ago, when I had the video store that I was making videos of myself, walking around the store doing things. I posted them. They're on there. I may start putting them on again. Some of that footage that I have from the video store. So I was doing videos. I was in the video store business, and I was writing songs. I'm doing it now, basically. By me doing these songs and all, I'm doing the same thing in the videos like I was doing when I was younger. It just so happens. When I'm doing it on the computer, that's the only difference. So, well, that's about it. I don't want to bore you with anything else. The whole purpose of this was just to let you get to know me a little bit better. You've seen, now the stuff I've been posting, all those songs and all, and my own songs. I'm going to go, and I post other things that I see, on YouTube that might be interest to somebody, different parodies and things, and those shows, that are on, a lot of the shows that I post some of that because it's some interest that, that you might have missed it or something, so I do that also. So a lot of things I've been doing, and I've been taking the time to do it. This is like a break from it all now. By me discussing all about, since I'm the unknown songwriter, I had to tell you all about me, if you didn't already know. So you pretty much know. I'm more known now than I was back in the day, of course. I took that title, Frankie the Unknown Songwriter, so you know who it is. I mean, when you see all the videos I've done, the same format that I have here right now. Okay, so I enjoy doing this. I think I explained a lot of the things to you, why I'm doing it, more for the fun of it, and more to take people out of the doldrums, by listening to the songs and make you forget, like I said, all the stuff, for the time being. And I'll keep doing it now, and if anybody has any ideas, you want to let me know or discuss anything about the songs with me, feel free to contact me. Contact me through Twitter, or tweet me or something, or YouTube, whatever. You can get a hold of me. Make a video like I'm doing and post it, and I'll respond to you somehow. I'm not, like I said, me being here by myself, and also I'm keeping myself busy. And I'm on the computer a lot. Right now, I've been on it a lot anyway, because right now it gives me something to do. I try to do what I can. I know my limitations. I can do a lot of things, like my doctor. I go to him every month, and he says, "You're doing pretty good." Well, he was amazed. Like I'm in my mid-70s. Like I went 3 months. Like I went January, February, March, and my weight was 198. Exactly. He said, that's surprised at it. It does. Your weight does change, like any your blood pressure. My blood pressure wasn't the same, but it was about the same. So then the next 3 months, April, May, and this month, my weight was 195. All 3 times. I said, He's surprised, about that. I mean, I could lose a few pounds, like he said, but in your case, you're so consistent, I don't tell you to diet or anything. I eat anything I want pretty much. And I do exercise. I can walk around, and I can walk. I could walk 2 miles. I mean, I don't do it every day. I walk a mile to the shopping and back. It's 2 miles. I've done it 3 times a week, and I've done it once a week. It depends. I can do it, but I'm very careful to do it, slowly. I think I've covered enough things. Don't you think you had enough of me for now? Because remember, when you listen to the songs on Miming, they're only 2 or 3 minutes. This is already What's 45 minutes? So I think it's enough. If I've come up with anything I think of, I'll be doing these every once in a while. I've done a lot of videos before. You probably saw it, The Invisible Man. I did like 30 or 40 of them. I was doing them every day. I was wearing a mask. It's something ironic, now that we're wearing masks. I had some complaint against Merrick Bank, and I was doing all those videos where I was, ranting about Merrick Bank harassing me. You'll see them. You can look up The Invisible Man, and they'll come up. I was doing them like I'm doing this one. I was doing them live. I wasn't doing them, miming or nothing. So that's enough of that. And I think that's about it. I hope everybody liked this presentation and continue to listen to all these songs I'm miming. I hope you enjoy them. And I'm going to say something here at the end. This message was approved by Frankie, the unknown songwriter. Have a great day.